Hi everyone, my name is Kartik and my channel is about mental models. I hope you're enjoying my videos. If you are, then please like and share with everyone you know, and if you haven't already, please consider subscribing. In this video, I'm going to be talking about the Red Queen effect. Now, you may have heard of the phrase constantly running to stay in the same place, or even moving fast to stand still. This is the Red Queen effect. In real life, you may see a bird or a bee hovering around, and it is not the bird or the bee, they're not going anywhere, but they're still having to move a lot. You can see the wings moving on both of these creatures, and they're having to move fast just to stay in the same place. This is a good visualization for the Red Queen effect. The world today is evolving and adapting. Therefore, one must also adapt to evolve to keep with this rate of change, this rate of evolution. One must keep at pace with this. And that may seem like an overly generalized statement and possibly not relatable, but this same logic applies to specific scenarios that we face, and there is a constant battle for superiority. Now, by that I mean companies must continually innovate to stay ahead of their rivals. If a person has an idea, then this must adapt and grow to maintain its relevance. Even looking at something really specific, such as the area of IT and telecommunication systems, technologies need to keep on evolving, otherwise they become obsolete. Now, this also implies that standing still, compared to someone that's sort of walking, standing still is the equivalent of falling behind, and therefore it is important to keep learning, innovating and adapting to maintain success in an ever-changing environment. There are two key points of note. The first key point is recognizing that there isn't a finish line. You can imagine there are people running towards this finish line. Well, the first thing to realize is there is no finish line. It's about maintaining a lead in an endless race. That's the first point. The second key point is that adaptation isn't a one-time event. So adaptation is continuous. It's not a one-time event, it's a continuous process. And so those who become complacent in their success are quickly overtaken, in sort of this graphic here, quickly overtaken by hungrier, more agile competitors. The faster your competitors adapt, the faster you must respond, and vice versa. And once you gain a lead, say you're here now because you've done some walking, once you gain the advantage, once you gain the lead, if you are not careful, your competitors will catch up. They will find ways to innovate and neutralize your strength and catch up and sort of surpass you. So sustained success comes from being flexible enough to change, letting go of what worked in the past and focusing on what you need to thrive in the future. A real life example is treating an illness with medication. At first, the medication, so if you've got, say, like germs here, and then you've got some pill. So you've got this medication versus this pill. So this is my example. At first, the medication will suppress the illness, but if the illness builds up resistance, let's just say it just starts to grow, it doesn't sort of, so the medicine doesn't subdue it. Initially it was working well, but now that the illness has built up a resistance, it is less effective and the illness starts to get worse. What we need is possibly new medication or even a stronger dose, or a combination of both of them, both new medications in stronger doses. And this will need to be given to the patient in order to suppress the illness again and sort of get on top of it. And it becomes more like a cat and mouse game where you need to keep pace with the illness or the outcome could be fatal. And so this, in a nutshell, is what the Red Queen effect is about. There are other examples which I won't go into, but if you would like to do some wider reading, then have a look at a passage from the book Deep Simplicity, which talks about frogs eating flies. So the passage in the book is about frogs eating flies, and this is a good example of the Red Queen effect. It sort of talks about the Red Queen effect from a different angle, a different perspective, where if you sort of look at the start of this whole sort of, when the author is talking about frogs, the start and the end, it appears as if nothing has changed, but a lot has changed and you've got to a sort of a new normal state. And so this is also part of the Red Queen effect, and it's worth having a read. So it's the book is called Deep Simplicity, and so have a read of that if you would like. But on that note, that's all for this mental model and all for the Red Queen effect. I hope you liked this video. If you did, then please check out my earlier videos flashing on screen now. I'm sure you will like them too. And I will see you in the next video with another mental model. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.